What is the future of Spark? Well, I think Spark has a really phenomenal future. It's really exciting, but Spark will be one part in that ecosystem. Right? I think what we see is there's an evolution in execution engines in a Hadoop environment. And there's also an evolution in the way we store files. And it's kind of history repeating itself. If you really deassemble a modern RDBMS system like Teradata, there is different layers of data stores. You have hot data, you have warm data, and you have cold data. And hot data runs in memory, warm data is maybe on SSDs today, and cold data is on spinning disk. And it's exactly the same thing that happens with Hadoop right now, where you have certain workloads that you can pull up into memory, but they are really expensive. It requires more hardware, it's smaller amount of data. So you have to be thoughtful which use cases, which analytics do you want to pull in memory. And yeah, there's more law and we will get more and more cheaper hardware, especially memory. But your data is growing twice as quick as the hardware can catch up. So we will have that separation between hot, warm, and cold as we have with RDBMS, I think in the Hadoop ecosystem as well, where Spark will be just one interesting piece in a very dedicated execution engine for use cases around maybe machine learning, where you have iterative tasks where it makes sense to load it once in the memory and then run a k-means against it, right? But there will be other things like Flink that says it's 3 times as fast as Spark. But that's the next thing. And then you have graph engines that do completely different workloads that will run on the Hadoop Yarn environment. So I think Spark's future is very bright. But we have to, of course, consider it in the ecosystem. I think it has a very specific place. And what's really interesting is that the Hadoop ecosystem is evolving to building more dedicated engines for the dedicated things we need. Right? So on the one hand side, we have a more holistic resource management with Yarn. That's just a more horizontal, scale-out virtualization platform, what I'm really excited about, because now we can run different kind of things on that. And you have, competitive or, related technologies like Mesosphere that really just around, holy moly, how do I manage 2,000 servers in parallel? And now we can deploy services on top of that. One could be Hadoop file system, one could be MapReduce, one could be Spark. And there's a whole bunch of work really that goes into integrating those things. And as we're having everything kind of in parallel running on the Yarn platform, then I think we will be able to plug in more dedicated and special purpose execution engines. Again, we will run large amount of data, still MapReduce. I don't think this will go away, but larger data that we have to maybe stream or much iteratively or faster execute, we will run in Spark. So again, I think that the Hadoop ecosystem, as it happened in the RDBMS world, will add more and more dedicated execution and storage engines that then combined make Hadoop an even stronger execution and storage system.